Hello and good morning. Happy Friday. Thank you so much for joining me here today. It is June 7th. It's our first Friday for June, and we'll have two cards. Our theme from the traditional tarot, giving us a working point for the whole entire month, and then we'll pull also that Saints and Angels card for our week to see, a little further details on how we could work in the new theme for June. It's been quite a week already. I am feeling tons of energy amping up, and I'm also feeling a lot better, so I can't help but be in a great mood and be very happy. Also blissfully busy and running a little bit late this morning. A lot of it late, actually, I'll just be honest. So I'm going to really try to just do the cards. I'm going to do a very quick sort of gather together as a good audience, quick meditation here. But I'm not going to give a whole kind of preamble and talk about previous readings or give any introductions or anything that sometimes I do on some mornings. But yes, so welcome. Happy Friday. Super excited to hear our new cards. If it is the future for you, no need to worry. Don't turn off the video. It's not irrelevant. Time is relative, right? It's not exactly as it seems. And so just know that the messages that will come through today are for you still, and that they will be great working for you in like the next week, first for the Saints and Angels cards, and for a longer period of time with the theme from the traditional tarot. And you might also already feel the theme coming through when we pull the tarot card. I'm sure it's going to be very obvious because we're already a week into June, and the energies are just very potent. So I'm super excited to see how the cards will, or what the cards will choose to speak on, and want to sort of highlight from their own perception and their perspective, what they like to share with us and have us sort of turn our gaze to and work with. So thank you for your audience. Thank you for your attention and gaze. I appreciate it as always so much. I'm going to do just a quick little thing here at the beginning. So I will close my eyes. You're welcome to as well. You don't have to. You can relax your gaze and just sort of get comfortable where you are. Or if you're doing something else, that's totally cool too. You could just listen as I go through this little grounding session and heart-opening sort of exercise, I guess. And yeah, prepare for the cards to hear your messages. Main purpose is that we are becoming an open channel and a good, clear vessel to receive whatever messages that the cards bring through in your own unique divine way. Each one of us is sort of a window pane of a mosaic artwork. I forget what the word is for that. Stained glass, right? So we each filter light in our own hues and there's different shadings and shapes. And it doesn't mean anything. It's just is. And so sending out these messages, we each will naturally receive them all in different ways. But just preparing, right, to sort of for a moment remember that and get into that essence is what I do these for, and what I'm hoping to just quickly do this morning. We're going to practice that sort of flash of surrender that one of my mentors, Adrienne, she always talks about, and I love to bring up and talk about outside of yoga and outside of physical anything, to really use a parallel metaphor and use it in a meditation sense in the inward universe, in this flash of surrender in the inside body. So let's work together to practice that skill right now. And as we close our eyes, taking a nice conscious breath in and out, maybe we'll do 2 or 3, and just feeling everything from before washing out, clearing away, the conversations, the thoughts, the little things that might be stagnant energy or clinging to you energetically. Maybe it's emotions or a physical sensation of stagnation or stickiness. Let it go. Breathe it out here on your own. Take a moment as the eyes close, like gentle curtains, to feel that graceful coolness, that black inky void closing down, quieting the external world. Let it permeate and sink you down, further into yourself, into the present moment, where you can feel the sensations more clearly. Hear your breath. Hear the song you sing naturally on the inhale and the exhale. Hear the tune and the melody of the beating in your heart, the rhythm it creates, steady in the background, always there, reminding you of steady repetition, of the threshold of each moment. Blinking of your eyes, feel gentle life that still is so active all along the body vessel as we, the gross body, the large thinker and observer, stop for a moment, shutting out the external, focusing our divine, beautiful intelligence inwards. Notice the shift in time, in observation. Seconds counting on a clock really don't matter in here. In fact, there's a much different counting and rhythm happening. And the deeper you dive, the more you'll find, and the smaller, tinier, more expansive time, measurements, accountability, happenings of life you'll find. Just like when you sit in nature, in a forest, you wonder, how does a day pass to a tree? How does the ant feel its day, its time, its seconds passing? Or a chipmunk, or a deer. Each one so different, and yet the same. Witness your own self with as much mystery and magic, curiosity and intrigue as you can witness beautiful, organic nature. This is being a good audience. This is listening. The second half of the coin. The second hand in a handshake. The second body in a hug. It is the night to the day. The down to the up. The roots to the leaves. You cannot have one without the other. Breathe into the truth and the knowing. Both sides of your coin, both sides of your spectrum, your opposing angles, creating the available space of you. Remember the wholeness of the tree, of the coin, of the day, of the whole 24 hours. There is bigger connection, the spirit uniting the external and internal bodies. Greater circumference holding magical space for working and doing. Observing the interactions, just taking part as a transparent witness, allowing alchemy, balancing, transmutation and change, watching it all, letting it all happen, moving with it, adapting. Excuse me. Breathe some space. Remember your spirit layer is infinite. Imagination space is infinite. Your intuition stretches out as your aura, as your cymatic pulsations, as the echoing of a heartbeat resonates out, as the electromagnetic waves pulsate out of the workings of the central nervous system. Remember, all of these transactions are you, are part of you. They communicate you. And yet they extend out into this magical space, the void outside of us, the darkness we see as we close our eyes, the before and after that we all will return to once our gift of the here and now has been completed, our mission done, our lessons learned. Remember, there is greater purpose. Remember, there is master plan, giant masterpiece. We all are a beautiful fractal mosaic tile piece of. Take a moment here in the darkness and the void to honor your piece. Let it take shape in your imagination on the blackboard behind your eyes now. Let it pop into your mind in a different way, in a knowing. See it and give thanks for it. Feel the beautiful dimensionality, sacred geometry of you. Perhaps bring your hands together in prayer or at the heart center. Maybe feel your hands on your chest. Even give yourself a little hug. And maybe just notice your feet on the floor, your hands in your lap. Feel that solid reminder of your edges, of your dimensionality, the unique body that has been given to you. No matter anything that pops in, love it. each up and each down creates the other. Can't have one without the other. And in owning it all, in fact, you become the most beautiful version of yourself. So love your downs and your ups, love your shadow and your light, love your edges and your soft curves, love the ugliness and the beauty, love the anger and the joy, love the light and the dark. Own it all and accept it all. Be courageous in your transparency, in your accountability. Know that those weaker points, those faults, those mistakes and accidents, whatever they are, you want to look at them as, know that those only add to your affinities, to your gifts and talents, to all the goodness you've done. They make those parts of you shine brighter. Because even in the face of those things, you have chosen, you have done better, you have become better, you have been better before. And so you know, like a cycle and returning, you can get there again. You are there now. So own it, feel grateful for it. Be a student and teacher of it. Work to respect the cycle and remove the pillars. To remember, it is not just stepping upwards, but a sliding upwards. Oh. Taking a moment, silent reverence, gratitude and appreciation, thanking myself for my beautiful fractal piece, as well as everyone here, listening and watching, and everyone out there in the world. Thank you. Take a moment to just bring yourself back to your room, to your physical body. Wiggle your fingers and toes. Take your time opening your eyes. I forgot to bring my bowl over, but I will bring my bowl. And I said I was going to be short, and then, of course, classically, right? I'm not short. Just take my decks out here. And first, as always, I'll take out my tarot here, and we will thank them for their audience and their presence as always. We ask if you could give us a card for working in this beautiful month of June that we can look to collectively to honor and see changes, navigate towards and through for this month here. And these energies that have already begun to work its way through in this first week. And we ask that you give us just one card here, please, for our month. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And now I'm going to shuffle up my deck here. Yes, I'm going to knock and cut. The Knight of Pentacles. It did appear reversed to me as I took it out, but as I personally say a lot of times with reversals, what I like to see or to say and interpret it as is to really still talk about the message that the card embodies itself, but to remember it is calling us to work more actively. It might be more difficult. It might present some more catalytic, forceful, maybe even ways of forcing us to embody the light aspects, the more positive aspects of the Knight of Pentacles, versus where we might be feeling more gravitated, more drawn to, which will be those more shadowy, negative aspects of the Knight of Pentacles card. The Knight in itself, right, always is calling us to action. And it's also a great reminder of the qualities that we think of with the Knight: chivalry, responsibility, accountability, honorability, following lead, following a king. You know what I mean? Somebody above, somebody who has that sort of divine standing and knowing and being given a task or a quest by that being or king or knowing, and really think of sort of the Holy Grail kind of aspects of having that known task out there ahead of you to be going after, and to know that there's action and points that need to be taken, and also that there will be, things to fight along the way, tests of mind, body, and spirit along the way. And when we see the Pentacles, right, it's very materialistic focused. It's very much about how you make your way in the world, how you bring money, currency, energy towards you, how and what sort of material tools and malleable resources you can draw towards yourself and you have available to work with. So very interesting card to have for a whole month to work on and to work through and to see develop. And like I said already, we're a week into this card, and we had the Queen of Swords for May. And so it's an interesting transition to see and to now reflect upon, and I hope to encourage others to reflect upon how you have been moving naturally in your own energetics and sort of your own orchestration of the great dance of life, how you've been guided in from focus on those qualities we talked about with the Queen of Swords, how you speak to others, how patient you are, how you sort of delegate and share and talk with others and share your beliefs and give instructions and commands to others. And now this is how you have done that and how you've worked through those things. Now it's the time for action. Now things will be presented to you, opportunities that will have come from how you dealt with others, how that queen has sort of given out tasks to others. Now there'll be things brought back towards you in the real physical world that have to do with action, that you'll be called to really be taking those resources to do things with, right? The resources have been brought to you and will be brought to you, and you'll be doing things with them for this month to come. Such a great card for the month. And now I'm going to take out the saints and angels and ask our beautiful beloveds if they would like to add some distinct messages, qualities, guidance, support, or advice in this week here to come that we will be living through in an anchor point or specific ways that we can find support or extra somebody extra that we could call on throughout the week if we're struggling or we need any points of work in this week to come. We thank you so much for your gracious audience and your presence. We feel your eternal love and light, and we ask you to speak to us through a card and share your divine inspirations. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Oh, I do. That's it. I knew there was going to be a popping out. Huh. We've had this card sort of recently too, and I'm starting to know that I'm going to have my list of my notebook out here so that I can look at when we've had these cards, because believe, we definitely have had recently Saint Hildegard. I absolutely love this card. It's such a beautiful and I didn't notice before, but a friend of mine had noticed the angel faces. This is a mandala. I had just seen the pattern of it before, and it didn't caught my eye that it's a bunch of angel faces, you know. And there's the sun and the stars in the inner circle here, and there's music notes in the light rays. You know, it's what a beautiful card. Sorry, I opened to the wrong. I opened to my own personal readings instead of the log. It might have been before this starting of the new year, maybe, because I haven't, I just started it this year. I thought, what a good idea to keep a log of the readings. But, wow, I know it must have been right around the end of last year, because it's very recent, but not that recent. I'm going to read the card now. Oh, 17. My brother was born on the 17th of this month. Oh, I love my brother. I hope to see him soon. To heal and improve the situation, it's important for you to believe. Have faith in miracles, the power of God's healing love, and the essential goodness within people. This is an important factor in determining the outcome of the situation. Saint Hildegard of Bingen demonstrates that to bring God's message to the world, you must believe in yourself. You are qualified. You are ready and prepared. You can do it. This is like so unique and personal to me, and also just like so important for others to really hear and also know. Just that message alone, you know, that message right now in the collective, and for all of us, any of us watching, all of us watching, is so important, uniquely to each one of us, but wow, to myself too. This saint overcame tremendous self-doubt and became a multi-talented author, musician, and healer. This was especially remarkable considering that women in her era, which was 1098 to 1179, weren't expected to accomplish worldly deeds. Born the 10th child in her family, she was sent to live in a convent in order to reduce her parents' financial burdens. Hildegard began having spiritual visions as a young child, and she was eventually called upon to write books about them. She overcame tremendous self-doubt about her literary skills and later wrote, "But although I heard and saw these things, because of doubt and low opinion of myself, and because of diverse sayings of men, I refused for a long time a call to write." St. Hildegard is also known for orchestrating rich musical chants and for her 2 books on bringing about physical health by using items found in nature. I have just been, I love chanting, I love the nature healing, and, if anybody's watched my channel recently, like I just went through about of poison ivy and things, and I'm really getting into more understanding and conversations, communion with nature, and understanding how we could have better, more respectful relationships, and understanding, the thorns and the roses and the whole flower and the many uses, the diversity that's just available between the contrasts is amazing. So I'm going to leave it there. It's been too long already. Thank you so much for staying and sticking with me this morning and listening to these messages. I'm so excited to work through them and hopefully be able to build on them and talk more about them in the week to come. So definitely, if you're interested in hearing more, check out Telegram in the week to come, or maybe my blog or YouTube might have some things. I'm sure I'll share links on Telegram when and if I get to talking or writing further about these things. The writing here is really a personal ping to me that I've been trying to get myself back onto writing, and so hopefully this week I will have some other writings to share. If you've got anything to share, as always, I'd love to hear comments and responses. Definitely leave me a message or send me an email or leave a comment. Thank you so much, as always, for your beautiful contribution to our collective. Wouldn't be the same without you. Couldn't be the same without either of us. So thank you for your time today and your audience, and I'll see you